this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. First of all, I want to give a shout out to our main sponsors, Rising Suns, the award-winning brewery in Cork. Do pop in if you like your beers. Highly recommend the place. I'm delighted to welcome Tooms. I've got Kieran on drums and vocals and guitar. I have Alex. Welcome, lads.
How do you do?
Aloha.
How you do? Yeah, beers up, lads. And I've got my wonderful co-host as well, Evan, alongside me. Evan jumped at the thought of interviewing Tooms, so should be a good session.
The boys,
Cute.
Proper cute,
Now, we are here to celebrate the upcoming release of the Shmeckening.
Scmeckoning.
The EP is out on May the 1st. Congratulations, lads, on it.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Ridiculous name, but actually we owe credit to the Metal Cell podcast for the name.
Indeed.
Oh,
long
fuck. I'll take that all day long. How's that?
How did this happen?
You did it. No, it was a random competition. It was either for a T-shirt or a patch or some merch we had.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone can come up with a name for a song. We'll name a song after it. We had loads of good ones. Anto doesn't like it, but me and Kieran love it. He said Big Leg. So you were like, that's good. That's perfect.
I remember that.
We'll name a song. But then I think Big Tom from Carosa,
I
he
know.
said the Schmeckening.
Yes, I knew there was one. I thought it was Jack from Carosa.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the Carosa lads. Yeah,
it was Tom, and we were just like, that's, forget the name. Like, we're going to write a fucking EP for this one, or write like a collection of music.
Fucking excellent.
So thanks, Tom.
Yeah, shout out to Tom, who we
That's
saw.
unreal. I forgot about that whole thread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
great.
That was a
names in there.
lockdown thing, wasn't it?
It must have been, yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been because
Mid-lockdown, I think.
it was post-album or just before the album came out. It was, I don't know.
Yeah.
Around then anyway, though, for sure, yeah.
I saw as well on your Facebook page. There was the anniversary of the time he came up to the studio and recorded
Oh, yes.
the interview.
Yes.
That picture was fucking brilliant. Of you in the middle, Alex, and the two lads looking at you.
I think you must have made that because
I did, yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Oh, funny. It makes Anto look 10. Brilliant.
The same picture, around his house 1,000 times, just like.
I still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Anto. Where is he tonight? Is he around or?
He's working.
Oh, is he
What a
working?
fucking loser.
Yeah, what an ass.
How dare he? Yeah, I mean, have you recovered from the Grey Stag tour?
Just about.
I resent how right you were. I hate it. Like, the very first night in bed, on the way up, right? Anto was like, I'm going to have a couple of beers. I'm going to take it easy. All right, fuck it. I'll have a few. And I was like, no, I'm having none. I might have one to, warm up the vocals a little bit.
One or two.
One or two max.
Yeah.
And long story short, liters of alcohol were drank, and we played a good set. We played a great set, and just got so fucking drunk, and then wrestled on the way home and all that shit.
Stories on Instagram were fucking brilliant.
This motherfucker, me and Anto woke up. Get him down.
I was looking through them myself, and I don't remember taking one of them.
The first thing that went through my head when we watched those videos the next day was like, they were right.
Yeah.
They were so right.
It was called.
We was like, nah, he's wrong, man. We never do that stuff. It's not us, man. And then comes 5 hours later.
Yeah, Danielle said something. Danielle said by the end of it we'd be
crisps of men.
Crisps of men, and I've never has anything made so much more sense. But that said, right, one of the worst hangovers ever, but the gig in Dublin, I don't know how, we pulled it out of the bag and played. I
Your
think one of the better
inhibitions are
sets
gone.
ever. Well, I was on the verge of getting sick.
Tears.
I was like, am I going to cry in front of all these people? I don't know.
Again?
No, it went really fucking well, and then the show in Limerick,
Stellar.
to cap it all off, was great. It was a really good tour. Watching Grey Stag play every night was absolutely fucking. It was a chore, really.
These songs again.
Yeah, no,
Come on,
they were great. And then Axe Catcher, of course, in Belfast.
Oh,
Unreal.
Incredible band. And then
Yeah.
Black Show.
Black Shuck in Limerick. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
smashing.
all
Yeah.
three pieces, I was saying.
Three-piece
It
power,
was
man.
actually, yeah.
It's fucking
3-piece
mental.
palooza.
There you go.
All
Like.
the bands have 2 guitar players. You're wasting electricity.
We'd Steve on the forums, and he had a right go offy on the forums. So don't hold back on Stag. And Dave.
Yeah, no, I think he fancies you. It's definitely one of those things anyway. Like it wasn't for it was out of fear of how much he fancies you.
Oh, come on. Fucking.
We can see,
hear
but
you.
we can see, but you're not moving. But we can hear you fine
but
anyway.
Alex, you look beautiful. Like you're smiling away, you know.
I don't know what Kieran is looking at, but it's somewhere down towards the groin area. They fucked off. I can't believe it.
They're going to go back and forth now.
Unbelievable. How dare they in the middle of recording? What, lads?
Connect the dot.
Coming your way.
Yes. Yeah.
Quality
Cool.
fucking podcasts.
Well, they're true to their name. Like they're always.
They're slung.
Yeah.
They're always slung. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to listen to the album yet, lads? You did. Did you? Slung from a tree.
Yeah, it's force to be reckoned with.
It's filth.
It is. Yeah.
Absolute
It's really
filth.
good.
Yeah. Pat gave it a great review as well. Shout out to Pat and the Smashing Skulls.
I think you couldn't have picked a better band to have supporting Bongzilla when they come to town.
Yeah.
Or when they come to Dublin.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
good for them as well, man. Like, Bongzilla were one of those bands when I was like 14 or 15, and I got into it. I was like, oh, this is what heavy music can be. So to see like friends of mine supporting a band that was so influential to them as well, it's great. I love to see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely, absolutely. No, they, you know, I think with when the album was coming out as well, it all just kind of ties in together. You know, like there's
and it's
a nice
coming out on 24.
Yeah, well, I'd say
or
they knew exactly
420.
what the fuck they were doing.
What am I saying? 420.
But yeah, no, fair play to them. Like, you know, it's,
Like that couldn't have been an accident.
no, they,
no, without a doubt, planned.
They knew it's the only thing they planned properly. Like,
yeah. And yeah, it's coming out. It's coming out on Curse Monk Records. So maybe I'll just talk to you about why you went and did the EP away from Curse Records yourself, releasing it. Yeah.
Well, we got on to Rog, and he was like, "Of course, I'd love to put it out." There you go, Evan. Fucking represent. But he 100% was on board. But he basically he wanted to put it out, but it wouldn't have been until the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
Pieces basically.
Yeah, he has like a load of shit, you know, to like, that he's sort of committed
he's a
to
schedule, like, yeah,
exactly. So we didn't want to jump the queue, and I don't think he wants us to jump the queue either. So, like the songs were written in the guts of 2 weeks, and they were recorded in a day. We didn't want to kill that momentum. It was just like, you know what, fuck it, let's just get it out.
Fair play, yeah.
Self-release, try to promote it as much as we could. You know, try to get interviews and things, and you know,
Few
reviews, and we've sent it out to a few places. So because it's an EP as well, and it was the whole thing, all of this is DIY, but it was a very DIY approach. We were like, fuck it, let's just put it out.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I think we kind of decided as well that like the point of the EP was to have something, because we have enough material for another album.
Oh.
But the point of the EP was to have something to put out, so that we can kind of take a step back and be more involved with the next album, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Something out, new shit out, like, you know?
Yeah. It's almost like, you know, you're putting it out, that's something new, while you can, in a way, hide behind it and work on the very next thing. So it's like a, you know, kind of a smoke screen transitional thing, like.
It totally is, yeah. It's like, not that we have millions and thousands or whatever of adoring fans. We're lucky if we have dozens, but like, there's so it's just something to give people to be like, look, here, we're still doing something. Enjoy this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
For the rest of the year.
and like a few fresh tunes to play live as well. Like we have an awful habit of like coming up with new songs and then just playing them live for ages before we even record them.
Yeah.
Like we had like 2 long songs. You know yourselves probably 2 long songs you've been playing for ages. Nowhere near being recorded. We were like,
Yeah.
do you know what? We should stop playing these.
Are they running off mobile data, I wonder?
I actually haven't a clue. They might be running off fucking cow's milk, like.
And they're hoping to do interviews with
we're trying to get a few interviews.
Christ.
Like it's completely
Quickly consistent. We get around 10 minutes out of you and it crashes.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the opening track of the album, or the EP, I should say. And this is Anvil Crawler. Doesn't sound half too bad for... Was it self-produced? Was Chris Quigley or any of the lads involved with it? Tony Fitz? No, just...
Tracks mix, wouldn't it?
It was track mix, so Michael Richards.
Oh, class. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we got a day's recording from the whole Bloodstock thing, and half a day's recording, and then we gave him... We paid for like another half of the day. Yeah.
I didn't know that at all. I didn't know there was a recording thing with that.
Yeah, I didn't know either, but they were like, here, look, you got a half day recording with track mix. I'm like, okay. So we paid him for a half day and did a full day, basically.
Yeah.
Managed to do 3 songs, but he has a serious amount of gear. Like a lovely, like just walls of amps and cabs and...
Is it quite a small studio? I've never been out there, but I've seen, it's literally just 2 rooms, isn't it? Through double doors and then...
Yeah, it's pretty much like a small, like a granny flat kind of a thing to the side of his house. It's great though. For this kind of stuff, I think Crewcon recorded there and it was... Yeah, I think I might be...
Is that where Tom did it? Where he did everything in fucking one take?
Man, speaking of one take, this guy did pretty much... I think we used the first take of all drum tracks.
Wouldn't doubt him.
Really?
Wouldn't doubt him.
Good man. Yeah. Did you do them live? Was it, or did you have tracks that you went in?
So we knew from the last time doing the album, we knew we didn't want to use click tracks. So we just practiced the fuck out of the songs, and then we went in. He just nailed them. And once you have a good drum track, we did guitars and bass.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Anto might have used his bass tracks for the scratch track.
He mostly did actually. I think he overdubbed like 1 or 2 bits.
Yeah.
A lot of basically mostly live, and then we scratched the guitars and redid the guitars and did. We just left and right. It was only 2 guitars. Like stuff on the album is up to there's 6 tracks. It's like Smashing Pumpkins, loads of tracks. This, left and right, and then sort of blend them in for center.
Yeah,
it's really minimal.
Anvil Crawler has that because when I was listening to it today, I was just kind of like, it's as if Florida Man went on holidays in New Orleans, that's great. I think there was something about it. I was like, that's just, I had this vision of fucking Florida Man in making absolute bits of New Orleans, like.
Like
A bad holiday.
we're all just like the three of us are of that whole New Orleans, like, you know, Crowbar.
Yeah.
I Hate God. That kind of.
Yeah.
I think we kind of. I tried to bring in it with the guitars, writing that one. A little flavor of Every Time I Die, and a little flavor of sort of Dillinger in there, but then trying to make it as like sludgy and nasty as possible. Which sort of, you'll hear anyone that listens on the outro. There's these like discord sort of chords.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's even.
But it's pretty loose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not. Not that it's. I like to think it's not sloppy, but like
No,
it's,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, without the click track, there's like a looseness. It's sort of like I don't know.
It's a naturalness, like an actual natural flow to things, rather than to be overly robotic. Because I think that the quest for perfect can actually like ruin some things. Like we'd be like, there's a certain level of sounding. Yeah, exactly. Like there's even with mixing, there's a certain level of like you want it to be the best it can sound, but also you don't want it to sound.
Keep the rawness.
Yeah, keep the rawness, and it's a fine balance of something being produced too much and it being too raw. And you know,
we were just listening to Knock Loose, and I just don't like it. I don't like the new Knock Loose stuff is not for me. It's so
the EP
overproduced. The one that has God Knows on it, and it's like 11 months ago. It's so overproduced. It's too much. Like for a hardcore band, you're just like, where's all the raw energy gone? You can tell it's like so much.
I think I'm not in Lock Loose, so I don't give a shit. But I think with that production, How dare you talk about me specifically? I think that's more of like you can tell they're on a transitional thing. That it's like metal / hardcore. Like they really are going to the metallic thing where there's a lot of progression in it. That the thing will change. But even with Ye, there's definitely like I know we haven't gone on to the next song, but Stabbed in the Head. Like I think actually, the very last song, was it Megalobong or what was it?
Yeah, Mighty Shark.
Yeah, the absolute stink of Trapped Under Ice under that that first kind of riff. There's a big.
I'll take it, man.
Yeah, like I think with this, like when I was saying earlier about it being like a transitional EP, I don't mean that in like a way to diminish it. I really mean it as in like it's a great way as like the stop to show that I can imagine the next stuff is going to be a mix of the first album with these elements kind of in together to create the kind of the new thing, because you can hear the bands that you've been listening to more since the first album came out, and it's kind of like the difference that it's making on the sound. I'm like excited to hear kind of where it's going to go.
I think like the first album was a lot of ISIS, Smashing Pumpkins, grunge, and maybe doomier stuff, I guess. But this time we've been listening to like Trapped Under Ice, fucking
Crowbar,
yeah.
Bong Ripper,
old Sepultura, Bong Ripper, I think we were calling that the Megalobong one. We were like, oh, that's the Limp Bizkit song.
Because it's that straight groove as well. It's like I've said it a million times. The heaviest thing a drummer can do is play the easiest shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just straight. Because at the end of the day, if you give some kind of groove or something that like half time something, and it's just like you could give it to someone first time playing drums, they'll play along to it. But when they're just not able to not bob their head, you've already won. They'll say they don't like it, but like you're bobbing your head.
These ones as well, it was like, let's trim all the fat and just make the most. Like
that comes across.
Move your head, get in, get out, fuck shit up, and then be done with the song. Fucking. It's just like, here's a metal song, here's another one, goodbye.
I like the immediacy as well of like, you can see like with Anvil Crawler, it's like the longer one, which is like, it's almost like that would be the perfect one to play after the album. I think the actual track listing you have is very good because it's kind of walking into the next step of the new version of Tooms, which is cool.
That's totally Anto on the track layout. Originally it was going to be stabbed
first, wasn't it? I
think it was stabbed first, Meg in the middle, and then Anvil at the end, and then it became stabbed Anvil Meg. And Anto was like, no, no, this is the way it has to be.
Anto said no.
But I think, yeah, he nailed it. I think, and the way you said it's a transition from the album to this.
Yeah.
I never even thought of that.
But
that's just the way I hear it. Like,
but like my take on it as well is just a fucking huge step in, I suppose, maturity, and for fucking some reason, there's emotion in there. I can fucking feel emotion in Tooms. How is that possible? Like, there is emotion.
That emotion is all just regret.
Sorry.
No, but like I could pick that up and just go, holy shit! Like, this is actually there's thought and stuff like that, but there is a kind of this overriding emotion coming through the songs that maybe wasn't there before. Maybe that was too dark and depressing or something like that. But it's lifting, it's uplifting to listen to it. And I was just going, wow, that is a pleasant change, you know.
Stabbed in the head will be my first dance at my wedding. Like, everyone at the wedding will just be like, God, Tooms have matured so much.
I guess the emotion thing.
Of course, it got.
Again, go back to the guitar tracks. Like, just be like 2 tracks. That's it. Like, nothing's kind of squashed. You can kind of hear everything's going on. Yeah. The chords that are blooming, like, they're not the most complex chords, but there's enough for them to kind of bloom out.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And I've become more comfortable with doing vocals, and then his vocals as well.
The back and forth is really cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's been a big but very recent, very fast kind of a progression transition, I suppose, because literally I think I started doing vocals a week before we went in to record them.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll give them a go, and they were like, right, recording in a week. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
and then we played them live like after. Like, we're trial by fire.
Oh, that's it. I've never seen someone like, we're no fucking, this ain't Seal. I wish I could sing like Seal, but like, I've never seen someone take some metal vocals that quickly, and he got like the whole diaphragm thing, and don't scream from your throat, scream from your belly, like nailed it, like straight away.
Yeah, I mean,
well, you gave me a very a quick kind of crash course, I suppose. Like, belly, dude, belly, belly, dude,
belly, dude.
No, that's throat, belly.
Yeah. Sing from the belly.
Like, do you think all the gigs that you've played, and I don't think there's any band in Ireland that have played as many gigs as Tooms over the last fucking 12 months, but you think all of that helped with you coming into this, we'll say, with 3 new songs, looking at, you were playing obviously the first album as well, and now you've got these 3 new songs. Like, I suppose you could kind of judge when you're playing live how people react to your songs, first of all. And now you've got these 3 new ones now. And were you kind of going for that as well? Just kind of figuring out, your craft in relation to stage, how it will impact the crowd, we'll say, as well, with these new songs?
I would say,
I feel like it was kind of the opposite. Like before, as I was saying about like playing unreleased stuff live, I think it was kind of a trap we made for ourselves before of coming up with songs and then going, we'll try them out on the crowd and see how they react to them, and then they just become live songs.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas this time at all. I mean, we did play Anvil once before.
We haven't played the other. We played 3 of them live, and then we were like, let's not play them and wait till they're actually fucking released.
Okay.
Years, I think, played the 3 of them. So that was a little taste of getting that direction, but like, I mean, they got a good reaction. I remember like the bit in the outro of Meg 2, where there's like cymbal wash and the guitar is it's like an elongated part. Mm-hmm. I saw one guy just in the middle of the crowd, just like, oh, fuck. Good.
Yeah. Well, I think as well, like the older songs from the album, you can kind of see, not that we're sick of playing them, we're playing some older songs we haven't played in a long time in live shows now. And they're fun to play again. It's not that we're sick of them.
New life.
There's certain sections in certain songs, like Zipper Face, for example, the outro.
Yeah.
Every we play that, you can just see people be like, oh right, it's like that, is it?
It's like
It's
that.
yeah, it's like probably €1 they put into the meter.
Yeah.
The two of them are searching the pockets now for another fucking euro.
Do you know what's gonna happen now is like you'll just all of a sudden, because you try, like, you'll make the edit too seamless that they're in a completely different place.
It goes exactly 10. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Well, look, we know that now.
Okay, I'm gonna play Stabbed in the Head because this will work well with the edit. Man, this is going to go down a treat with people. I swear to fuck. Like
the
new Tooms, the new Tooms.
It's definitely it's away from. I love doom metal and I love sludge and I love that stuff. But I think I love seeing it live. I love playing it live. But there's something about like just chugging on your guitar and it's having like loads of china behind you. We're like, that's the most fun shit for me to play.
Yeah.
And I love watching the reaction where just like, I want to kick my granny in the head, like I want
to stab her in the head, really, like.
Stab her with a dog.
No, you can tell that you've been watching fucking put Hate 5-6 on play whatever comes on next. it's like
that song,
my dudes are coming over to my side.
me and Kieran, okay, we got into the Bloodstock with and they were like, anything in the pipeline, and I stupidly was like, yeah, we've got a new song called Stabbed in the Head. We didn't. We had the name of the song. we had the title of the song ready. Like that's it.
Yeah.
So it's been like months, and we were kind of getting ready for the EP, and myself, we were in Anto's house, and that's where we practiced. Like, and Anto was cooking dinner, and I was showing the lads some Nails tune. Can't remember which one it was, but it's off Abandon All Life. And Anto was making dinner, so I was like, Kieran, do you want to go and rip off Nails and write Stabbed in the Head? He's like, oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
So like, not that it was the very first riff we came up with. Obviously, you know yourself, you kind of jam away, but that was like directly inspired by Nails. Like especially the end that like where it chugs and then it chugs more. That was totally Nails. Like totally.
And like
Todd Jones.
Within like probably half an hour, pretty much had the bones of the sound.
It was at the time. It's this time. You know yourself, Evan, as well, and I know Richie used to play as well. Like you have these moments where you're just like crazy inspired, and it might last a week. It might last an hour. But at this particular time, it was just they were just coming out.
Yeah,
you didn't have to try flowing out.
I still think like they're actually really uplifting songs. Do you understand where I'm coming from? And
they come from a place of having fun. Like the whole point is like,
yes, there you go. Like,
I'd actually 100% agree with you. There's like again, like even what you were saying about writing them, like with the immediacy of everything, there's something very like, just like take it for what it is, enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas when you're doing a lot of Doom stuff, it's almost fuck you too. Right, I'll remember where I was.
When you're doing the Doom stuff, it's almost that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's almost more of an investment to listen to.
Yeah.
Right. I'll continue on where I was. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like with the Doom stuff, it's like more of an investment to have to listen to, not in like, you know, have to listen to, but when you have things like this, there's a lot more of like immediacy and fun to it, you know, where it's not, you don't have to kind of like prepare it.
With Doom, totally. It's like, you really have to be like, right, I'm going to sit down for the next, even for one track, you know, whatever, a lengthy amount of time, and it's a mood, it's heavy.
You really got to think when someone passes you that fucking aux cable, being like, is this 12-minute song? Like, oh, wait, no, it's like, you know, I love a lot of Doom shit, but...
I play one song, I just want to play all of Dope Smoker.
Yeah.
It's the same with like writing and performing as well, like... You know, having like the long songs, like you got to practice your set, and you got like a couple of hours before you have to leave Anto's house. And it's like, okay, we can do like 2 run-throughs. It's almost like 10 minutes long. We do those songs. It's like, okay, it'll only take like a minute to play them.
But there was a sense of urgency about writing them, and then I think there was a sense of urgency when we were recording them, knowing that we had one day.
That's what we gave us
12 hours. But that was with writing as well. It was like, let's. You know, I think we wanted, stabbed in the head originally, that the main idea with that song was to write, you know, like a 45-second song, kind of in like the vein of You Suffer But Why, you know, like Napalm, that kind of stuff. That was largely the inspiration, like early Napalm, write like nasty, grindy stuff, like Brutal Truth, that kind of, that side of music. And then it became its own thing.
I'm just looking at the closing lyric. He was not mad.
He wasn't, though.
You were talking about positivity, or there's like an uplifting. The message of the song, there was a guy called Phineas Gage. You can do all the research yourself, but to cut a long story short, he ended up getting an iron pole shot through his face here, and it came out the back of his head, and he survived, and he lived the rest of his life. But so the story goes, he went completely insane and went angry and became a terrible person, which is not the case. It turns out he was not mad. So the song is about, we're trying to bring awareness to Phineas Gage wasn't an asshole.
Yeah. You're gonna start very soon.
Someone has to do it, like.
Love it. Love it. Okay, so the third and final track of the EP is Megalobong.
Parentheses, the great.
The Great Mighty Shark. It's a part two to a song that was on the first album.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about a shark that gets It's very stupid.
And you can...
half longest title.
Yeah, you can see as well the section that I took, because it is my favorite section of the song.
Deep base
Now, for those that are listening, Alex is saying gurry shark instead of what I heard was curry shark. I was thinking, what's a curry shark?
Well, either way,
Curry
Curried
It's,
shark.
A gurry shark is it's a type of shark. It's called the Greenland shark. We're not frozen again. Are we frozen now? No, we're good.
No.
What was the gurry shark
Gurry
one?
shark it's a name given to the Greenland shark, which is a shark that is, it's like, what's the oldest shark in the world? Like
Ancient, like several hundred years old.
400 or 500 years old, like this old shark. And the first one being the goblin shark. The stupid story we put behind it was the shark from the first album was a great white shark.
Mm-hmm.
And then these sharks, a goblin shark is mad lazy, like it does fuck all. It goes to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
And it's so lazy that its jaw does all the work for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even hunt. Its jaw hunts separately from it. And then the gurry shark is so old and just, you know those old acid casualties, like those old stoner people, you immediately, like, you're fucked. That's like the ocean's
There ain't no coming
equivalent.
back. Yeah.
No, the ocean's equivalent is the gurry shark. You're just this old, battered old shark, like, you know.
Yeah, it's when the shark from Meg 1 has got 2 stone.
Yeah.
Too many stone for us.
What a record as well. Like, we used to get stoned to the bone. I can't anymore. He can't really either. Anto's, you know, smokes the odd joint here and there. It's just funny writing songs about getting stoned when we can't even get stoned ourselves.
Yeah,
The
back
new
in my
clean
day.
living Tooms. Changes
Oh,
in
yes.
all fucking
Amen.
types
Amen
of
to that.
direction.
Hell yeah.
Gradually sounding more hardcore the closer you go to straight edge.
It
Like
just it just backs my argument that they're getting mature. There's maturity in them. That's welcome.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
Look, with a song like Megalobomb, you can just, the maturity is palpable.
oh, absolutely, like yeah,
stabbed in the head.
yeah, tears rolling down the eyes, like
Stabbed in the head, originally, our concept was to write a song called Stabbed in the Head, because that's cool. And the lyrics, only be stabbed in the head over and over again.
yeah, no, that's what I mean, maturity, like.
He said maturing. He didn't call us mature.
No, maturing. Jesus. No.
Because the
Far from
old
it.
Tombs would have done like stabbed in the willy or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Willie in the head.
Stabbed in the sack.
Yeah,
I think
progress.
it's Grey Stag that are actually dragging them along, whether they like it or not, you know.
Great stag. Whatever.
Whatever.
I don't like.
Great stag.
Anyway,
I guarantee you're fucking riding each other behind the scenes.
incestuous lust.
I know, genuinely, I love those guys. Like,
They're lovely, yeah, they're lovely.
Sure.
what happens on tour stays on tour.
Yeah.
Matt won't talk before a gig to keep his vocals. There was one section he asked me.
Meet him, like.
Yeah, exactly. When he doesn't fucking talk to you. I was getting a drink. He's like, "Do you not think that kind of affects your vocals?" And I was like, "Have you heard our band?" Like,
That's why I'm drinking it, like.
I don't think a pint is going to do much. But no, I managed to have a full-blown conversation with Matt about pedals. I had my pedal. I was doing stuff with my pedal
I
board.
watched that. It was impressive.
He didn't say a word, but he was just using like pointing and like nodding and stuff. I had a full-blown like 10-minute conversation about pedals where he didn't say a word. So
He
yeah,
sounded
love it.
fucking goosed after Limerick, anyway.
oh, he was fucked. He was.
Jesus Christ.
He went from having like the perfect saved my vocals. To, like,
So, like,
after the gig, we were upstairs, and I was like, "It sounds like you smoke like 70 fucking major a day." Like, you know,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
But that's obviously
Jesus
why
Christ.
he's got weak vocals, so he has to not talk.
So the release show is the 14th of May with Zhi Ren
12th,
and Skellig.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I read in
12th.
Skellig. Yeah, that's right.
Is it not the 12th?
Why have I
14th.
down the 14th?
Oh, sorry,
No,
no,
it
it
is.
is the 14th. I had down the 12th.
Oh,
I don't know where
okay.
the fuck I did that.
God.
Sorry.
What a crew.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
like fucking lunatics from Cork are coming up. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. We kicked around a few ideas for bands. We were going to get Body Drinkers, and then I was talking to Chris. I didn't realize that Zhi Ren was still playing, and he was like, "What about whatever. There was members of
Zhi
bodybuilders.
Ren, yeah.
But he said, well, I'm still playing in Zhi Ren. I was like, oh, well, fucking God damn it, if you're into it. Yeah, definitely.
I might come up with them.
Skellig was, the more the merrier. Like,
if they're going home, I'm just checking my phone there. I had it down on the 12th. Whoops. Don't know where so it's a Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Right.
Sunday's a bit of a gamble. I think it's kind of interesting. Not many gigs.
I think when you're doing a like an actual launch for something in a hometown, I think you'll be absolutely fine. Plus, everyone in Limerick's a fucking cretin. They'll go Sunday. Yeah, no bother.
Sorry,
Thank you for giving us an excuse.
They were going to be there anyway, you know.
Skellig was an easy choice.
Yeah.
Just the thought of having a gig open with like a half an hour of miserable one-man bass, sludgy black metal doom,
No brainer.
total misery. We're like, yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah. Total misery.
I managed to catch him at the tail end of the set at the Siege. Yes, that just kind of cemented. I was like, yes, this was definitely the right choice. We already kind of asked him before the Siege, and then seeing him. It was the first time I'd seen him or seen him. It's weird calling that band.
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was like, yeah, perfect choice. Perfect.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely is. And like Zhi Ren, I think, are one of those bands as well, like absolutely mental tunes, but they're all like, it's more like personality, like people wise. I'm like, I see the exact, like the lineup is the lineup because of the people in the bands rather than what they sound like. And there's something class about that if you listen to all the bands, there's relevance, but it's if you know everyone in the band, you're like, well, obviously that's the fucking lineup.
Well, there's been so many times. I love when you go and see a death metal band, and it's the trio. We saw Niall in Dublin, and it was like death metal, death metal, death metal, death metal. By the time Niall came on, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I can listen to any more death metal. And then there's times where you go, the first band's a hardcore band, the second band is like a sludge metal band, and then you got a trash band. It keeps it interesting.
Yeah.
So I think that was the thinking. And then I've known Chris a while now, and that guy is a crazy person.
Mental. Yeah, he's fucking mental. I love him so much. I love him so much. Yeah.
Zhi Ren, or is it Zhi Ren? Is it Zhi Ren or Zhi Ren?
Zhi Ren. I call it Zhi Ren.
I don't think they're going to make it. Yeah, I call it Zhi Ren, but at the end of the day,
and you know what?
Sarah, they're not going to make a difference.
The fucking album still isn't out. The whole the Cork music community have heard it at this stage. Various versions. I listened to it in
the van with Pavel on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
I've listened to it with Ed on multiple occasions. It's almost like I feel like it is out.
My 2 cents on the reason why maybe it's not come out is Cork bands. It's the most incestuous band in the world. Is like, oh, I'm in this band, but I'm also in those other 7 bands, and then my is also.
Man.
It's mad. I find it's
mind-boggling.
It's crushing to be in one band. Like your real life, such a backseat. That's just in one band. I don't know how anybody in more than one band lives their life. Do you know what I mean? Like, I find it so hard to be in one band, let alone.
So, Evan, you're currently playing and recording with 3 bands.
I don't know how you do it.
3 bands. Wait, 1, 2, 3.
And
Dead Cult.
Stand in for
Cell. Full-time job.
Last Vinci as well.
So for every software, whenever if they want me again, I'll do it. No, it's one of those things that like after the pandemic, never want to go through that again. So I'm just going to overdo it. But the thing is, I will never say yes to something that I'm not 100% into. That's like, and can actually plan the time out, I guess. Like I have, 3 bands that I practice with once a week.
The Sheckers.
Fucking no money. Do you think Uncultivate's pay any of us? Like, it costs money to get the fucking cowboy shit. But we have another show to announce soon enough anyway. And we'll have more and we'll have videos and all the good stuff. But like, I guess with anyone that's doing a lot of stuff, it's one of those things that it's very easy if you're in a pub, someone goes, oh, I'm going to start this band. So, yeah, I'll play. But then you've said yes to 10 people and you're trying to do everything. Something's going to suffer, which is why I got Kenzie in on Dead Cult because I knew I had more stuff I was going to be taking on. I can't physically be in so many places at the same time, so got Kenzie involved in that so I can kind of do other things as well. Do you know what I mean?
Kenzie plays bass for Zhi Ren.
Zhi Ren, yeah, he does, and uncultivates.
Yeah, I don't know how something about Cork. There must be something in the water.
And another band that you'll hear about very soon that has members from other bands in Cork, and it's unbelievable.
I couldn't. I find it hard. Like I said, hard to be in one band.
We should start another Tooms band.
Yeah, Tooms too.
Two-beer.
We're actually in two bands.
So let's talk about, because there is a Dead Cult announcement, and it's in relation to Tooms, Aponym, Partholon, and Third Island, which is May the 27th. And that's going to be special. Now you're also doing a UK tour, aren't you, with Acid Throne?
Oh yeah, with Acid Throne. Yeah.
4 dates.
End of July, yeah.
4
They're
days.
sick.
3 days.
3 days. But we'll be there for like 5 days. Like the day before, the day after.
Okay.
That is July
21st, 22nd, 23rd, I believe.
Yes.
It's not 25th.
I thought it was. I thought so, but fucking. We have plenty of time.
You have a 4-day tour, and you're doing 3 of the dates, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. We met them. They played
Jaeger stage
just before us.
Class. Okay, I was wondering how the connection was made.
We were watching. I think I might have been watching either Boylecaster or
Boz
or Master Charge. One of those bands. And I saw them from Acid Throne stand there, and I was like, "Are you Acid Throne?" Because I like their shit, and we just got talking that way. And next thing you know, like, "Do you want to come on tour?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Fuck.
Absolutely. What way are you doing it? Are you going to drive over, or fly over, or what are you going to do?
We're going to fly over. We took the ferry to Bloodstock. I brought 2 amps, 2 guitars. And he brought all of his breakables. Anto brought his big. Did he bring his SVT? I think he brought his big SVT head. Like, we brought way too much shit, as well as camping gear. Whereas this time it's like
it just cost like so much money.
Oh, it's cost a heap. But it was worth it for Bloodstock. Like, we had to bring our camping.
Of course.
But this time we'll fly over. Like, me and Anto booked, a seat for ourselves and a seat for our guitars.
Yeah.
And then I'll bring like 2 or 3 pedals. I'll put a few t-shirts and jocks into the guitar case, and it's only a couple of days. Like,
spilling out on the stage when you're setting up.
Yeah. Laundry on the stage.
Lingerie.
I swear.
Imagine a clothesline up behind Tooms, like with a pair of jocks and a fucking t-shirt, like.
Yes,
like lingerie with Tooms in the Live Laugh Love font, like.
But it was way cheaper to book a flight that way. Leave from Shannon and then fly back into Shannon. You just managed to fit. I bought a small amp. One of the lads from Acid Throne was nice enough to say that I could use one of his amps, so I'll be able to do the 2 amp setup that I've been doing the last while. Because I bought I bought the 6505 mini head that fits into a backpack, so I can bring my splitter pedal, use both heads. They have cabs and all that stuff. Like, they've been really helpful, saying that we can use all their shit. But I do want to have my own tone, so I'll be pretty much using the same setup that I have been using. Like, here's a slightly different orange to me, but I'll be bringing like a 6505, so the sound will be the same. Anto's bringing his Mark bass, which is like that big. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, fair play to you as well.
That's our first real, like, I know we had a few gigs in Belfast and then Bloodstock, but this is the first UK date.
Proper, like, kind of
Are you
UK
driving when you're over there, or are you going to do buses?
We kind of pulled together. We're pulling funds together. Our band and Acid Throne. We're getting a van, and I think we're getting a driver as well.
Wow.
Unreal. Yeah.
Like, when we're over here, Anto, like, that one of Anto's, we kind of delegate jobs, and one of Anto's jobs is driving, and if we go to a gig in Belfast, he just can't have a pint, which sometimes is for the best, but it kind of sucks then where he's like stuck driving there and back. So he can kind of enjoy himself and let loose a little bit.
Yeah.
Like we did in Belfast. But
how many is in Acid Throne, by the way?
They were a 4-piece, but they're a 3-piece now as well.
Okay.
Three-piece power again.
Three-piece power, yeah.
Just getting a splitter with a driver then, 6, you're talking 8 people or so.
Yeah. It won't be that much.
With
I think it
backline,
like,
you'd definitely be able to do that.
we have most of it. Like they're bringing backline for the most part. So
It would probably be more expensive fucking doing it around Ireland than the UK, I would say.
Yeah, well, look, here's the thing about being in a band of this size, and Evan, you know this as well. It costs money to do any of this stuff. It's completely a labor of love, and it's like a passion project. But I don't know, I'd go mad if I wasn't.
Yeah, any profit that you make, instead of everyone getting a load of pints that night, should, I'm not telling anyone how to run their band, but like, treat it like, any money that you make, any of your guarantees, any merch or anything, put it into an account. Like,
we've got. If we get
split
cash,
it out.
Cash goes into the kitty box, and we lock that, and then
for change for merch and shit. Like,
we never spend band money on like pints and stuff.
That one time.
Well, me and Kieran played a gig in the Roundy without Anto. It was just me and him.
Oh yeah, get fucked. Yeah, you got mangled that night. Yeah,
we got paid 70 quid. We're like, they handed us some money in the pub. We handed it straight back to like, give us as much whiskey as we can afford.
yeah.
We ended up getting like, again, so drunk. Oh my god. But yeah, we don't spend any like band money on the night. It goes into the kitty.
Straight back into the band.
Yeah, and then that's used for merch or recording or travel.
100%. That's the way to do it. Yeah, because after a while, like even with coming from worn out, like our whole thing is to become self-sufficient enough that, like, again, when you're self-releasing something, that you have the funds to do it. You gradually, the whole ecosystem becomes self-sufficient. Like,
Well, this one EP was paid for. This EP was paid for my money. We didn't have to reach into our pockets for this at all. It was, paid by merch, paid by online sales, paid by, whatever. Gig paid.
But this is the other thing then, when like we'll say, when you're getting, say if a label or whoever is like, hey, I want to release your next thing or whatever, like there's a lot more leverage in yourself. Rather than, you might get a lot of people thinking like, oh, a label or whatever. It's like, that might not be the best thing for you. Like, fair play, Curse Monks. I'm not like saying Curse Monk or anything like that. But every band has different views of what they wanted to do. I think you made the right choice with not just doing it through Curse Monk to make it easier.
Yeah.
Because you had what you wanted to do, and doing things exactly your way and being able to fund it.
If Raj had, let's say, a gap,
time to do it earlier,
we would 100% put out with him. We had it. Now, don't get me wrong. I spent weeks sending it out to people and record labels, and we got some people biting back and some people saying, whatever, we could put it out, and things just didn't line up the way we hoped. We just fuck it. Let's just put it out ourselves, and I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And you can get a hard copy of it as well, CD, yeah?
We'll have a CD for it, and digital and CD. The plan was to press it on 7-inch. That's not... We might do it. Yeah, 7-inch.
We had a bit of a notion to do that, right?
Like a 7-inch, it fits a single.
Yeah.
Like a vinyl, like,
Yeah.
But I think we would have to do a pre-order for that. I don't know how much interest is there for 7 inches. I know people. I
would have said if you put it on a 10, because it'll sound better on a 10 too. Like if you're trying to condense it into a 7.
Yeah, but
like
then
you could even do a 10 one side 10, and then put maybe some stuff from the other EP, or like maybe I don't know. Well, not other EP, but
then there's some delay as well. Side.
We had thought to print, because we've never put the album on vinyl. We thought about putting the album on vinyl, and then with the space that's left, it's like 42 minutes one side, and then the B side would be the album and the EP. But that might be a bit messy. We kind of wanted to focus on the EP.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And it's a lot of money too. Like
it is, and there's a delay, and you have to do a different mix for vinyl as well. So
it's your master that you have to get. You have to get the vinyl master.
So
much like the songs, we were just like, look, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
To be honest, the only reason we're doing CD, I know that CD is kind of big time on the way out, and it has been for a while.
What the fuck?
It is though, man. Like my CD collection
Yeah, well,
My
I don't
CDs
care. I'm being just selfish.
No, buy it if you want. Like,
I am buying it.
I've been collecting CDs for years, and I still love CDs, but it is definitely on the way out. But we thought to do an EP launch and then not have anything,
Physical.
tangible to people.
100%. Yeah.
So just something for the launch gigs to have. We have hoodies and merch and all that stuff as well, like, but to have something to be like, here you go, here's the EP.
Exactly. Yeah.
But even just as like an
100%.
object, I'm kind of treating it like as just an object, if anything. Regardless of like the CD and music, just a bit of art that's like.
No,
just,
you're right. Yeah, 100%. Instead of like only just doing it digitally, I guess. But you're like having something physical.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Having something to actually see the artwork, anything like even if you did tapes or whatever. Like we
we'll never do tapes.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. It's like tapes. I feel are like we contemplated at one stage. There was a label that we were talking to about releasing waste on tape. It didn't work out, but it was like one of those things being like, the reason we release and we will continue to release on vinyl is because like as an actual, it's just superior quality, whereas with tape it's like if you want to buy something as like here's a cool thing to put on your wall or whatever, it's sick. Yeah, and that's the kind of the way I've started thinking of it. It's not actually it's not actually like to listen to it, it's to say you have it, which is fine. Collector's items are collector's items, that's it.
Yeah, that's the other side of it, yeah. But
you're going to be left with fucking load of boxes of tapes, man. It's a nice romantic fucking old school idea, but ultimately the reason why people were buying tapes back when I was around was we couldn't afford fucking CDs. I mean,
hardcore stuff though, man. People CDs are like,
came out,
there's a lot of labels that are lobbing out tapes, and people are all over it. And I think honestly, it's not an audio thing, it's definitely just a collector's thing to be like, oh, it's someone's tape, and they're so fucking cheap. They're so cheap. It's not a risk. It's not a risk,
Exactly, it's no risk at all.
Yeah. So it's like if people that like our stuff want it on tape, we were like, whatever. If they do, they do. We had kind of started talking to a label, but didn't kind of work out in the way that we had wanted it to, or like, so instead of just doing it for the sake of it, we didn't do it at all. But it was like, I don't care if I have one or not.
Yeah, I've two of Galax tapes there, cassettes behind.
Yeah. You have a whole jacks. You can take a shit in Richie's house and look at loads of tapes on the wall while you're taking a shit. It's class.
Yeah. I will say actually, the only genre I think that gets away, other than like hip hop, like in metal, like black metal belongs on tape.
Yeah.
Black metal, I get it. It makes sense on tape.
Probably sounds better as well when your tape gets tangled in the tape recorder and gets mangled. So black metal then sounds way better.
They're a band that could do shit on tape just because they can do whatever they want, really. Like, but I think they would sound, not even if they sound good, I'd buy a luring fucking tape for sure.
But I think what you said there about having like a tangible thing to like, especially at a launch, it's like here's a thing that you can bring home, a physical. Like
this is digital, why we're here, like, yeah,
exactly. Like digital with WAV now, and like you can get great, audio from digital kind of platforms. But I guess that's why we did a CD, because it will sound good. Like it will be like high fidelity, but there's also like a front and back. There's artwork, and we have plans for other little bits and pieces. But,
who did the front cover?
Two of us.
So it's boys, like,
I made is it a sculpture there? It should be. It might be in the attic. I built this little sculpture. It's not there, and it's upstairs.
Yeah.
I built a little sculpture, and it's like a smaller version of something I made a long time ago, and I thought that's kind of cool. And then from working in film, my housemate was working on. I probably shouldn't say the name of the movie in case I get fucked, but he was working on a horror movie, and he robbed a bit of the set, and it was this skull. So the skull on the cover is actually like it's a sculpt of an infant skull. So it's just like a small thing. We thought, okay, that'd be cool. Let's do it red. He had mentioned it looked like Sepultura's Arise.
Beneath the Remains.
Beneath the Remains, yeah. So we kind of went down that road, being like, again, because the songs are really like strip back, meat and potatoes, like, you know, trim the fat, make the most metal thing possible.
Yeah.
So tried to make the most metal album cover, put a skull, make it red, you know, and the back cover.
Okay, there it is. There, can you see
There
it?
it is,
Yeah.
Now,
Look
very
at me.
so yeah, we photographed that with what lens did we go with? We won't get into
Nokia
these.
3210.
Yeah, no, honestly, we used like really nice lenses.
DSLR.
Tried all this stuff.
DSLR.
Heaps of editing went into that as well. Like, so that was us, and then Kieran did the
logo
text
and
along the side.
title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of ripped off typo negative on that one. With the
Yes,
green
yeah.
on the side.
Our plan was originally to do like an X-Files kind of typewriter font.
Hmm.
It was going to go in like one of the bricks, but it just like it sounded great in our heads, and then it just looked gammy.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes I didn't look right.
Yeah.
The back cover is a photo that our buddy Jake Casey took. He came out to go on Kilkenny, huh?
Go on, the boys. Go on, Jake. My man.
He came out to a Tooms practice once. He hasn't been since, but he took he took a load of photos. I should show you the photos, you know, privately sometime. They're pretty insane. But this is the most kind of wholesome bit. This is before the chaos.
Yeah.
I love that you can see there's like a plate and a beer for whoever's looking at the CD.
Yeah.
It's
Come
like
dine with Tooms.
It's like an invitation to come and hang out with us.
Yeah, with the
Oh
bullets.
yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That's the night Anto makes his own wine, and he made like 5 liters of blueberry wine, and we drank every last drop that night.
Blueberry.
You can imagine the fucking colour it was coming out the next morning.
Oh, stop, man. Crying blueberry tears.
Purple rain, blueberry tears. Like,
I must say the EP is fantastic. It really is. It's just a fucking seriously uplifting, brilliant, hefty version of Tooms in 2023 that I absolutely love. And you'll have to agree with that, Ev, yeah?
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Gerard, you know, it's fantastic to see it, and fair play to you for doing it on your own backs as well. Just want to remind everybody, so May the 14th is in the Pharmacia with Zhi Ren and Skellig. Then we have the Dead Cult one on May the 27th. So Partholon, Aponym and Third Island are going to be the guests on that, and that's going to be absolutely fucking outstanding, you know?
Yeah, that's good. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'd be very surprised if this one doesn't sell out. Like, that'll be a full, well, over capacity. Like, we're not.
Yeah, I fucking love Partholon, and every time they've played, whatever, this planets haven't aligned, so I've never managed to catch them.
Oh, you're in for a treat.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Just for people as well, we finally set up an Eventbrite for the launch.
Okay.
So if you want to get tickets online, there's
I'll
tickets
put it on the
available.
link.
Yeah, there should be a link somewhere.
No, I'll put it on the link on this on YouTube anyway.
Oh yeah, there you go. You go. You have tickets online. Get them while they're hot. Get them while they're cold. Just whatever you do.
They are
Get them.
toasty.
Get them.
Get them.
Get them while they're toasty.
So the Scmeckening is out on May the 1st. Check it out on the Tooms Bandcamp page. And as I said, there's digital and physical copies. Lads, thanks a million for joining us, Kieran and Alex. Much appreciated.
Thanks very much for having us, lads. Great to talk to you as usual.
Yeah. Evan, thanks a million for joining as well. And crucially, support your local metal scene.